Yo, what is going on? Banette Bandit here, back with another video. Today we are doing our draft analysis for PBA Season 5. We are in the Heat Division in this league. Heat Division is the middle division, the lower division is Mo Division, and the higher division is Wash Division. We are put dead in the center, which I believe is where we belong, because in my opinion we suck at drafting teams, but we are really good at battling. So yeah, we're going to be able to show our skill here in this league. And yeah, let's go ahead and just jump into it and break down the team. I've actually had a really good experience with this league so far, doing speed tours and stuff in it. The people in it seem extremely positive and extremely nice, and it's just a really good community to be around, in my opinion. So yeah, let's start breaking down the team. First of all, going into this draft, I wanted to try something new, and I wanted to try something extremely versatile. So I was looking at the Mons left. We had, let me check and see what pick we had overall. We had, here. We had not the pick overall, which is one of the worst positions for us to have. So, I'm not gonna lie, I knew I wasn't gonna get anything like amazing, but I wasn't gonna get anything bad either. So, starting off, round 1, we grabbed Cela. Cela is a really versatile mon. Has base 100 in every stat besides its HP and speed, and its HP is 97, so it's close enough to 100. It only has 61 speed, but it can boost its own speed with auto minimize. This is a really versatile mon. Can be a setup sweeper, can be bulky with subseed and toxic, I believe. It's just to be able to wear down those other Pokemon. Also gets a beast boost to help with its sweeps. We can run like power herb, meteor beam things. And gets so much coverage. It gets like fire blast, energy ball, earthquake, heavy slam and iron head, mega horn, rock slide, seed bomb, superpowers and headbutt, stone edge. So much coverage, such a versatile mon. If it seems like I'm going through these mons fast, because I just tried to record this video and apparently my recording software didn't work, so I'm having to rerun through it right now so I don't have to do it again tomorrow. So yeah, that is the end of Celesteela. Let's go break down the next mon. Starting here, I was wanting to start building a Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and I was wanting a really hard hitting mon that would be able to sweep. So I wanted to go ahead and get our Mega this early on, and we grabbed Mega Garchomp. Mega Garchomp is a really hard-hitting mon. It has base 170 attack, which is insane. If we run max attack adamant, let's see how much we hit there with max attack adamant. With just max attack, we hit 408 base attack. With max attack and adamant, we hit 448 attack, which is just insane. It also can boost its speed with something like Scale Shot. It also gets Swords Dance to be able to boost its attack even more. It has over base 100 HP, attack, defense, and special attack, and what's called has 95 speed, which isn't that bad, and 92 speed, which isn't that bad. This thing is a really good hitter. Its ability is Sand Force, which we ain't gonna be able to get no use out of most likely since we did not draft a Sand Setter. But that is Mega Garchomp, most likely going to be our... I would not be surprised if this thing ended up being our kill leader. There's also one other mon that I think might be the kill leader though. So yeah, that is Mega Garchomp. Let's start breaking down the next mon. Now the next mon, I called out a lot for overhyping this thing. And, oh wait, I forgot to go over the draft rules just like I did in the last recording. The draft rules pretty much only one Mega, obviously. Draft 10 to 11 Pokemon. You have 115 points to draft those Pokemon. So, Mega Garchomp and Celesteela were both 17 points each, and our next mon was 12 points, and it is Primarina. Primarina, in my opinion, is a 14-point Pokemon. This thing is so good. It has what's called... can be ran with pretty much any viable item like Assault Vest, Specs, Scarf, Boots, Expert Belt, I've seen some, Leftovers, and Life Orb. It doesn't get amazing abilities. It gets Torrent and Liquid Voice. Liquid Voice is only there if you're scared of subsets. And you want to run Hyper Voice. This thing gets so much coverage. It gets Blizzard, it gets Aqua Jet for priority, it gets Moonblast, it gets Energy Ball, it gets Slow Pivot with Flip Turn, it gets Hydro Pump and Scald, it gets Ice Beam, it gets Psychic, and that's pretty much... It also gets Shadow Ball. And yeah, this thing's special stats though, 126 special attack and 116 Spadef with 80 HP. Such a bulky mon. This thing is so bulky, and with only 60 speed, being able to slow pivot out into something like Mega Garchomp or our next mon that we're going to go over, just amazing for this team in my opinion. So breaking down our next mon, with that Marina, we also finished our Fairy Dragon Steel Core with Celesteal and Mega Garchomp and Marina. And for our next mon, I wanted to get continuing on our Fire Water Grass score. So we ended up grabbing Darmanitan. Darmanitan, I feel like, is going to be our kill leader this season. Like, I don't think it's going to be top in the season, but I think it's definitely going to be our kill leader. If not our kill leader, it's going to be top 2 or top 3. This thing hits so hard with base of 140 attack with Flare Blitz, running like Scarfed or Banded Flare Blitz. This thing is going to tear through things. It also gets Earthquake to be able to hit stuff like, well, I'd say Reggie Eleki, but might be a spoiler for another mon we have. Probably shouldn't have said that, but oh well. It gets U-Turn for Pivot, it gets Stone Edge, it gets Edgequake pretty much, it gets Iron Head. It also gets Sheer Force, but Sheer Force isn't that important on it in my opinion unless you're running Life Orb sets. In Zen mode, just Zen mode, it's not good. Like I said though, 140 attack and 105 HP, 95 speed isn't nothing to laugh at either. This thing can hit so hard and can also outspeed some of its opponents, being able to tear through tanks. So yeah, that is Darmanitan. Let's break down the next Pokemon. Next up is a mon I've been wanting to draft for a while now, and it is Galleon Slowbro. I drafted Galleon Slowking in FBL Season 4, which I didn't upload. I don't think I've ever actually drafted normal Slowbro in a Radical Red Draft League, which I ain't uploading. But in this one, we drafted Galleon Slowbro. Galleon Slowbro is such a fun mon, just running like Quick Claw and Quick Draw sets, being able to run bulky Slowbro with Regenerator like Black Sludge, being able to run just Regenerator with like Nasty Plot Trick Room. This thing can hit so hard with Nasty Plot. It has base 100 attack and base 100 special attack, so its physical definitely isn't nothing to laugh at either, because it does get Zen Headbutt. It does get Zen Headbutt, so we can run some physical options if we need to, if we go against something like Blissey. Also, 95 HP is not bad at all. 95 defense isn't amazing, but it isn't bad either. And 70 Spadef isn't amazing. 30 speed, though, makes it viable in Trick Room, which is really good. So, yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say for Slowbro. Actually, no, I have a couple more things to say about it. It also goes to stick around Poison to get rid of Toxic Spots, which our team doesn't take too well outside of Celesteal. But this thing has so much coverage. It gets Brick Break, it gets Drain Punch, it gets Earthquake, Expanding Force if we go get something like Lele, Sludge Wave, it gets Hydro Pump and Ice Beam and Ice Punch, it gets Foul Play, it gets Liquidation, it gets Psychic and Poison Jab, it gets Shadow Ball, Side Shell Arm, Sludge Wave. This thing is such a good mon, in my opinion, for 8 points. And yeah, that's the end of it. Let's break down our next Pokemon. Next up in this draft, I was noticing we had a lack of pivot and hazard removal, because we didn't have any hazard removal, I believe, unless Celesteal gets defogged. Let me check if it does. Yeah, Celesteal doesn't get defogged, so we had no hazard removal at this point in the draft. So I wanted to get some more pivot on the team, I wanted to get some more top diversity on the team, and I wanted to get some more what's called hazard removal. So we drafted Sylvely. Sylvely is such a good mon in draft. You can be able to run any top with it, so you have access to every top in the game immediately with it. It also gets a attack called Multi-Attack, which pretty much, based on what memory it has, it gets a stab move that is base 120 power. This thing has so much coverage as well. It gets stuff like Flame Charge and Swords Dance to be able to sweep. It gets Crunch. It gets Defog. It gets Parting Shot to be able to pivot out. It also gets U-Turn. It gets Draco Meteors to be able to hit something really hard. It also, what else is good? It gets Ice Beam. I don't know if I said that. It gets Psychic Rings to break through screens. It gets Rock Slide and Shadow Ball and Shadow Claw, Surf, Thunderbolt. So much coverage on this mod. It was 12 points, which is definitely fairly priced because it only has a base of 95 across the board, which isn't bad, but it isn't amazing either. So yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say for Sylvely. Going to be a really good mon for us this season, I feel like. So let's break down the next Pokemon. Next up, as I get a drink from... Next up, we drafted... I wanted a spinner on the team, and I also felt like screens could be nice for the team. And some more pivot. So we drafted Reggie Eleki. Reggie Eleki gives us a rapid spinner, gives us a really good screen setter because it has insane speed, being the fastest mon in the game. It gets screens to be able to help Garchomp be able to sweep better, or Darmanitan with like bulk up or belly drum sets. Just helps be able to get those mons in safer, not take as much damage. We most likely aren't running offensive like Reggie Eleki this season, mainly because it gets walled by any ground top. It gets walled by stuff like Trapinch. Yeah, it also gets extreme speed if it needs to hit something, but it's pretty much the best it gets. Also, actually, no, it gets Body Slam if it needs to hit something. Since extreme speed gives it priority, which it doesn't need. Also gets Pivot with Volt Switch. It's Rest Talk if we ever want to run that. It gets Thunder Cage to trap stuff, Thunder Wave to be able to slow stuff down and paralyze them. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Reggie Eleki. Let's break down the next Pokemon. Next up, I wanted a really good Wish Passer, and I wanted a Ghost Immunity because our team did not handle like Shadow Ball or Poltergeist well at the moment. So I got Licky Licky. Licky Licky is such a thick mon. Base 110 HP, base 95 in both its defenses, and base 85 attack. This thing can hit decently and take hits extremely well. Run stuff like boots or leftovers with it. It can be able to keep regenerating its health up, or just not take like T-Spikes or Stealth Rocks damage. This thing gets stuff like Wish, it gets Body Slam and Knockoff, it gets so much coverage, even though it's normally going to be ran defensive, probably. This thing is really good in my opinion. Always an underrated normal top in draft for only 8 points in my opinion. It gets a couple decent abilities in like On Tempo and Oblivious, not Bolivia. So yeah. Don't know why I just brought up the owner of SDL, well, SRDL now. But yeah, let's get back to the draft analysis. I don't know where my mind's going. So yeah, that's Licky Licky. Let's break down the next one. So at this point in the draft, I realized that we had a Fire Water top, but we did not have a Grass top yet to finish that Fire Water Grass score. So I drafted Viridian. Viridian is really good value for 8 points in my opinion, having base 95 I believe, no, just base 90 in both attack and special attack, 91 HP, 129 special defense, and 108 speed, being able to be so fast, well, not so fast, but being able to be decently fast. Justified so we can switch into knockoffs better, because our only main switch into knockoff at the moment would have been per Marina, which doesn't really want to lose Sodom or Garchomp. But this thing is such a versatile offensive mon. It gets Swords Dance to be able to set up on the physical side. It gets Calm Mind to be able to set up on the special side. It gets stuff like Leaf Storm and Giga Drain to be able to hit stab with grass. It gets Focus Blast, but I'm going to try my best to lean away from running Focus Blast this season. It gets Mega Horn and Leaf Blade in close combat, Stone Edge, Zen Headbutt, Neck Scissor on the physical side. Also gets Air Slash on the physical side. Special side. I forgot about that. But yeah, this mon really good. Finishes our Fire Water Grass score, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. So let's break down the next Pokemon. Next up, and our second to last Pokemon, I wanted a little bit more physical offense because we just drafted a couple special mons back to back. So we grabbed Sneasel because Sneasel also finishes our Fighting Psychic Dark Core. And this thing can hit extremely hard. It gets Inner Focus to make us immune to Intimidate. Also has base 115 speed, which makes it outspeed a lot. And 95 attack, which can make it hit pretty hard. Also gets stuff like Triple Axe on Knockoff to hit hard. It gets Ice Shard. We have priority if we go against really fast ground top, like, say... Can't think of any right now. Yeah, I can't think of any right now. It gets Fake Out if we want to scout for a stash. It gets Power Up Punch if we want to set up. Poison Jab for those fairy tops. Also gets X Scissor. I don't know why we run X Scissor, to be honest. Yeah, against Dark Tops maybe, but that's about all. It gets Beat Up if we want to run some shenanigans. It also gets Aerial Ace to be able to hit ones like, I don't even know, like Fighting Tops. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Sneasel. A really good offensive mon, can set up with Swords Dance, Taunt to keep rocks off the field if we need to. Yeah, I believe it also gets Rest Talk. Yeah, Rest Talk if we even want to try that, but probably won't. Protect Scout Out, so yeah, pretty solid mon in my opinion. And let's break down the last mon. Last but not least, we have normal Rotom, the Electric Ghost one. This mon was put at 5 points, which is fair, but it's also a really good 5-point mon in my opinion. This thing is like so much, what's it called? Can't think of the name. Supportive. This mon gets so much supportive moves and stuff like Will-O-Wisp, Defog, Volt Switch to be able to pivot out. It gets a lot of screens. It also gets Reflect. It also gets Rest Talk. It gets Shadow Ball and Hex for stab moves. It gets Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave to be able to paralyze stuff and cripple it more. Toxic to be able to just do what's called wear it on those tanks easier. Trick to be able to like trick a tank a choice scarf, which they would not appreciate. Wisp to be able to burn those physical threats. It's such a really good supportive mod in my opinion for this team. Also gives us some more hazard removal and defog, because now our hazard removal consists of Sylvely, Reggie Eleki, and Rotom, which gives us pretty good hazard removal at the moment, in my opinion. Also gets Foul Play if we go against some what's called really hard hitting physical attackers. Also gets Protect Scout if we want to try that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Rotom, and that is the end of our draft team. If you haven't yet, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new. We do have merch in the description. All the money from the merch does go back into the channel, and merch is never required to be part of the channel. I appreciate you whether you watch the videos or not. Well, I appreciate you if you watch the videos. If you don't watch the videos, then I don't know how you're here. But yeah, if you buy merch, or if you don't buy merch, I appreciate you for watching the videos, support me in that way. So yeah, that's all I had to say today. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye.